Tonight in RCVTV, we're going to be looking at the Uwell Crown Tank. Alright, so let's go into a little bit of a breakdown of the box that the tank actually comes into, what you get with it, and then we'll start looking at filling up and how to vape on this thing. Alright, so first off, you see with the Uwell Crown Tank, you do get 2 coils, as you can see right here out of the box. These ones are your spares. One of these is going to be a 0.5 ohm coil. The other one is going to be a nickel coil. You got spare glass. You do have a coil already installed inside your tank itself. That is the 0.25. And then obviously you get the whole tank itself. Underneath, you will find a couple extra goodies in there. We do have a pack of extra O-rings in case you need to replace anything that you might bust on the tank. You got a quick tip for filling the tank up, and then you do have a very short manual with this thing. It's not very in-depth. It does describe each part, but it doesn't have much detail to it at all. For the tank itself, it's a fairly simplistic design. It has a removable drip tip. It's just a standard 510, 2 O-rings holding it on there. The top will actually unthread from this tank. That is actually one of the options for filling, just like that. The base will come off as well. Unthreads lefty-loosey, same as the top. And that's where your coil is mounted down at the bottom there. The actual airflow ring on this guy is one of my favorite. The tank itself has got a little bit of a click to it, so you can actually feel it click in between each little slot. You see, you have a little bit more accuracy, and you can always figure out exactly which air hole you were on the last time you were using it. It does have airflow on both sides, so you do have a lot of air, which is excellent for these coils that this thing uses because it does like to be run at a higher wattage. So for actually priming and filling of this tank, these coils tend to like to be sitting for a little bit longer than what most people would consider. Today we're going to be using Ice Baby, River City Vapes signature line, 3 milligrams. So just give this a quick shake. And for priming this coil, like I was saying, it does take a little bit more time, and it likes to sit a little bit longer than most would. So for this guy, I don't actually go by drops. I do a circle around the top here. Let that soak in for a sec. Do a second circle around that top. You can see that it's no longer really sucking that juice in. And then for actually priming the holes on the side, there is the 4 of them. I stick the tip of my bottle in the actual hole. I do a gentle squeeze, and then I do that on all 4 of them. These coils tend to like to lose flavor on their first little bit. As you break them in from that low wattage to the high wattage, the flavor does really come out on them pretty quickly. So for filling this guy up, we can either thread it all back together and fill it from the top, or we could just fill it from the bottom, obviously avoiding that center hole in there. So I'm just going to thread it back together and show you guys the top fill. So grab that top ring, unthread it. And it just has 4 little gaps around the top there, and then there's your center hole where your vapor travels up. So we're just going to stick the tip one of those holes, just kind of give it a good squeeze, and you can fill it right to the brim with this tank. You don't have to leave too much room just because the whole top cap itself leaves that little bit of an air bubble at the top for you. So right up to the brim of the tank, thread this thing all back together. And that's pretty much it for this breakdown of this tank. We'll actually go back to my face and we'll vape on a little bit more, give you a little bit more information. Alright, so that was the breakdown of our Crown tank. The last couple things we're going to touch up on this tank is that the coils are good from a wide range of wattages. So your 0.5 is good from about 30 to 80. The 0.25 coil, which is the one that it comes installed with, is good from about 30 to 120 watts. And I got this thing sitting here on the RX 200 Rouleau. If you want to learn more about that, we do have a video links down in the description about this guy. I'm just going to give it a quick toot here. Excellent flavor on this guy. Excellent flavor. The last thing I'm going to mention is coil life expectancy. These things don't tend to last as long as you would find on other tanks, and that's more generally just due to the wattages you'd be running the thing at. I wouldn't suggest it being lasting more than about 5 to 7 days. And like I said, it's just due to your wattage. Other than that, thanks for watching, and as always,
subscribe to the channel, like the videos.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
like us on Facebook, and until next time,
Make smart choices.